Los mayas son un pueblo de maíz. This means in Spanish, the Mayans are a people of corn. Here's some additional resources that I used to be able to talk to you about the Mayans. Is the U.S. Department of State, Food Lyricist interview by Marlon Chavez, a native Guatemalan, the United Nations, Races of Maize in Central America, John Wellhausen, United States Department of Agriculture, a Women Torteando Central America Food interview by Edith Armstrong, friend American Indian descent, of American Indian descent. And I myself was born and raised in Guatemala, and a lot of what I'm going to talk about is common knowledge among the Guatemalan people. So forming the model. So I would like to form the model here. The Mayans are a people of corn. The land has a lot of corn. And corn as the sustenance of life. Dating back to the invasion of 1523 by the conquistadors of the Spanish, but the Mayans had flourished long before that time. They also, the corn has been in their mythology. It has also become very important in their export as a crop, and it is a dietary staple for everyday life. The people in the mythology, the Popol Vuh, which is the Bible of the Mayans, were formed of masa. Masa is a dough-like made from corn. It's corn that has been boiled and grounded up, and then you get a dough, and this is where you can make tortillas from. The myth of the creation was accounted to me by Marlon Chavez. He told me these things. At first, in the mythological story, is that the Mayans were made out of mud, but the mud fell apart and they had no emotion, had no blood. Then they made wood, carved people out of wood, but the wood was not good enough for the gods either. Then they finally made the people out of corn, and this they seen as very perfect. So we're moving from corn mythology to corn as a crop, as financially helping the Maya and the Guatemalans. Reaping the benefits. Races of maize. The distinct races of corn came from Southern America. And because in other places they have gone, they don't exist, in Guatemala they have continued and flourished because of the people and because of the climate and because of the terrain of Guatemala. Due to the terrain of people. Production. According to the USDA, there's 1.23 million metric tons of corn being produced from 2007 to 2008. And this is used in Guatemala and sold abroad. From economics, we go to the physical sustenance of corn. How corn plays in the everyday life and role of the Guatemalan people. Corn is the cornerstone of the diet of the Guatemalans. Corn is revered to in Guatemala. There's a small story about a farmer who, even though he's growing another crop, and maybe a corn is growing from the year before, and it's not a corn he planted, he will not cut it. He will let it grow. Translation of corn. I got this from a friend who's a native American descent. Her name is Edith Armstrong. Shivers. And maize means that which sustains life. Corn is used a lot in the dietary supplements of everybody during the day. We use it as tortilla, as corn on the cob. We also use it in making a tortilla soup. We also make atol de masa, which is like a milky substance that's the base is the corn as a dough. We eat it in the breakfast. According to my own experiences, I lived there and I grew up there. We would have it for breakfast as atol, and sometimes every other Sunday we would have tamales, which was made out of corn. It was boiled, steamed, it had meat in the middle, and it had a sauce right on top. It was very good. But the most important part about, I would think about corn is that they're made in tortillas, which is, they're round, they're done on a comal, which is how they're cooked, and then you use them, you dip them, you grab food with them, you do everything with them. You use them as utensils, as your fork and your spoon. Guatemalans continue, even though their descendants were grown on corn, they also continue to grow themselves on corn. To conclude, I would like to share that the influence of the identity has come from the past to the present. Corn was very important in the Mayan, it was written in the Popol Vuh, and today corn is still very important in our culture. It has an array of races of maize. We have different kinds. We have brown, red corn, purple corn, white corn. And the important thing is that all Guatemalans, and the ones that have Mayan blood in them, respect and cherish the corn greatly. That is it. Thank you very much for your time, and I appreciate you all being here.